These quarterbacks get no respect anymore.
What do you mean?
Tom Brady flung to the ground. Derek Carr crushed. My own Kenny Pickett head taken off.
I really think you're just overreacting, much like the referees. Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to this Week 5 review of the Trajan Sportcast. I am your host, professional wrestler and Kansas City's fanatic, Christian Temple, joined alongside, as always, by my good friend, the terrible towel kind of flapping in the wind there, sadly. Trajan, how are we doing today, sir?
Well, Sunday is over, so I'm doing better.
We,
Um,
the coping mechanisms have set in finally.
yeah, yeah. I've embraced the fact that number one pick is our best hope this year.
Are we throwing in the terrible towel? Are we? No. There's a lot. There's a lot of season left. There's a
The
lot.
standard is the standard.
There's a lot of season left. You gotta do it for Tomlin, man. You gotta push.
Well,
You gotta push hard and at least finish 500.
at least finish 500.
So,
That one tie is coming in.
oh man, what a week! Joy and elation for some, bitter disappointment for others, and ref ball. Plenty of ref ball for everybody. Ref balls everywhere.
Yep.
Good lord, oh man, I mean, we knew that Tua's concussion would send, shockwaves throughout the league, but my God, I think it's just gone completely overboard in the wrong direction, which
Oh, yeah.
we'll get into momentarily. But we'll talk about the positives first. We'll make you wait for the fun parts, even though that whole episode's going to be fun with everything that's gone on in the league this week. But let's start off with the best moment of the week, which was, of course, Monday Night Football. Let's hear it, Kingdom. How about those Chiefs? Final score 30-29, and boy was Vegas raking the money in this week because the Raiders had managed to cover the spread. What a game! What a
Yep.
absolute banger of a game. Trajan and I actually watched this together. We were in the same room for this game, surprisingly enough. We were at our local
Yep.
bar. Shout out to Side Pockets. Great atmosphere there. There was plenty of Chiefs fans and even some Raiders fans in there too, surprisingly enough. We had a great time there. Drinks were had. Plenty of pool was played. Won't
Pool was
go.
won.
Your pool was won and lost in the most awkward of situations, but nonetheless, that's not what we're talking about. The Chiefs win by 1 point after overcoming. And boy, get your pen and paper ready because I've got a list here of a 17-point lead, a strip sack that was called back on Chris Jones for roughing the passer, and ooh, that's just we could do a whole half-hour episode on just that alone. On just that moment alone, we could
Yep.
talk about that. We got the Chiefs starting to build momentum. They score a touchdown, 17-7. A great sack by Chris Jones, where you couldn't see it in real time, but he grabbed a hold of Carr and he stripped the ball and has it like in where I've got a ball right here. It's already like in football carrying position, like within point 0.5 seconds of when he makes contact, and as he's going to the ground and lands, on top of Derek Carr. And you know what's funny? In real time, I didn't even notice that his left arm was on the ground. He was actually trying to keep himself off of Derek Carr when that happened. But I can laugh now because we won, but by God, was the atmosphere. Ooh, boy, I could only imagine what it was like at Arrowhead because the noise in the bar itself was
Oh, yeah.
incredible from that
I
one
think
play.
my favorite part of the night was just egging you on, saying that was the right call.
That was pretty funny because honestly, I'd probably do the same thing. So I hold no ill will towards you, sir. But oh, I could not believe that because I don't know if there is a separate rule, like if the because let's break it down like this. punters, right? You hit the kicking leg, it's a 5-yard penalty. You hit the plant leg, it's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Mm-hmm.
Should that be a thing for quarterbacks? If the ball is stripped, do they lose that protection? I mean,
I wonder if it should be maybe like a personal foul situation where it takes place after it.
Okay, I see what you're
After
saying.
the play, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, because usually you think roughing the passer, the play was really already dead. He shouldn't have got hit that bad.
Because what a total flip-flop of circumstances, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not you go from swinging the momentum in your favor, getting the ball in good field position, to not only automatic first down, but they get an extra 15 yards. Their offense stays on the field, your defense stays on the field. And, credit the defense for only holding them to a field goal. Because the Raiders really could have taken that momentum and taken straight for another touchdown at that point. So, the defense, I'm sure they were pissed, but they stayed disciplined enough to, not let the worst case scenario happen after that. But that's not even, that wasn't even the only egregious thing that happened. And I'll even admit this. In all my years of watching football, whether college or, the games in high school or arena football, I cannot remember the last time I've ever witnessed a defensive holding penalty on a field goal. The only thing I can think is the rule is the defender was pulling the blocker in front of him to make room for the defender next to him to get to the kicker a little quicker. That's like the only thing I could think to justify that.
I mean, I didn't even see the spot. Like, they showed the replay. I'm like, that showed me nothing. What?
Well, and it didn't even look that egregious. Like, the way I just described it would sound like something very egregious. But it didn't even appear to that in real time or even on a replay. So I guess that was either the makeup call of all makeup calls. So because the refs probably realized they weren't getting out of that stadium alive, if that was the case. If the Chiefs ended up losing that game, but as far as the refs are concerned, those were the two biggest items. But the drama didn't end there. Oh no. So Kansas City battles back. They take the lead. They go up by 7 with the touchdown. And I actually said this before Kansas City scored the touchdown. It was probably like 3 or 4 plays beforehand. Do you go for 2 and make it a 2-possession game? And you said, maybe so. Maybe, why not put the game more out of reach than it is? And so they do, and credit to the Raider defense. They bat the pass down. It's a 7-point game. When the Raiders get down the field, and hey, Davante Adams, when you're guarding him, when you're double teaming him, don't use 2 rookies. Davante Adams is just too good. I don't care it's Derek Carr at quarterback. Davante Adams is just too good for that. So, Brian Cook and Jalen Watson just absolutely burnt toast at that point. But then Josh McDaniels does something very interesting. He goes for 2 when he's down by 1. And I've seen this done before. Well, we've seen it done several times.
Oh, yeah.
With, if there's, conservatively 30 seconds left in the game, right?
Yeah.
The odds of them going down the field scoring is, minimal at that point, unless you're Patrick Mahomes. But the point being, there was still, I don't even remember, was it 5-6 minutes?
Yeah, a lot of time left.
A lot of time.
I mean, you go for the tie, and you hope you get the ball back, which they did, and you can go down and win the game.
Which also, I think that adds a whole nother level of pressure. Because being tied versus being down even 1 point, that's psychologically even that's a mismatch. And then the non-catch, which in real time I thought was a catch. But the rule is full possession of the ball, then 2 feet. It's not 2 feet and then possession of the ball. And thankfully, the little bobble that Davante Adams did before jumping out of bounds was just enough, leading to, oh man,
oh gosh,
the most Raider thing to happen to lose a game. Hunter Renfrow and Devontae Adams, the meeting of the minds, the meeting of the shoulder pads, the meeting of the bodies, run right into each other. Derek Carr overthrows it big time, hoping and praying for some yellow on the field. He gets none, and the Chiefs get another big divisional win over the Las Vegas Raiders, 30-29. And Rel, I'll get your thoughts in 1 second, but huge shout out to that guy right there for 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns, and I don't even think he broke 50 yards in this game.
I think he broke 30.
He didn't broke 30 in this game. 4 touchdowns for Travis Kelce. Happy birthday, Travis Kelce. What a performance by him. Clutch in the red zone 4 times. What else is there to say? And also, it's kind of convenient that Troy Aikman didn't even bring up the fact that Mahomes just passed him in touchdown passes. That was kind of funny. Yep, we'll get your thoughts here, Trajan, on the Monday night game. Obviously, you were there.
I mean, I get there being aggressive and the going for 2. I don't like the call, but you're a genius if it works. But I don't like the call on the 4th down. You do that call when you have plenty of time left in the game. That's not your last possession going for it all. Get the first down. All you gotta do is get the first down. It's 1 yard.
I said this to you earlier when the Chiefs were down 17-0. I said if Kansas City somehow comes back and Josh McDaniels completely abandons Josh Jacobs, he's out of his mind. And that right there, pitch it out to the side, option or something like that. What
a screen or something.
How many broken tackles in this game alone did Josh Jacobs make the Chiefs defense have? But
to be fair, he didn't get the 2-point conversion.
That is true. But I think the Chiefs defense are ready for that one, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, goal line situation, you know it's coming. I mean,
why not?
They would have, to be tricky, they should have thrown the ball there.
Exactly. It should have been reversed. They should have ran the ball on the 4th and 1 and maybe passed corner route to Devontae Adams for the 2-point conversion. I don't know.
They're tied in.
Hindsight's 2020. So, but yeah, that was a hell of a thriller of a game, and definitely looking forward to next week against the Buffalo Bills, and yours truly will be in the stands for that one. It's my anniversary weekend, 1-year anniversary with my wife, and what better way to celebrate than a game at Arrowhead Stadium, right? And especially when it's a rematch of arguably one of the greatest playoff games of all time.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. And honestly, win or lose, it's going to be fun. As long as it's not a blowout. As long as it's not like a certain score that we're about to discuss here. So I suppose on that note, let's go ahead and bring up this week's episode of I Don't Want to Talk About It. And I suppose, Trajan, I'll let you start talking about it.
So, see, let me get in character for this. This is probably how it was, me watching the game, my hair like this. I didn't think we were gonna win. I mean, obviously, you're hopeful going into every week.
Oh yeah, any given Sunday.
But I knew we were overmatched for this game. I figured fantasy-wise, we'd get some garbage time points. We'd make it interesting. No, we did not make it interesting. I mean, it looked like for the fleetest of moments that we were with that opening kickoff, he drops it. We're pinned up on the 2-yard line. We get him to 3rd and 10, and a 98-yard touchdown. And that pretty much summed up the rest of the game. There was touchdowns to be had by everyone.
Especially on the kickoff right afterwards, too. Man, that was... Oh.
It is. I mean, yeah, the one you're referring to was the dropped kickoff there. I mean, on the bright side, Kenny Pickett passed 300 yards throwing.
Oh, that's right.
We had not had that this year, so good for him.
Absolutely.
Did not see the end zone. Did not see the end zone. We owned in between the 20 to the 20. Just couldn't do anything after that. Boswell missed 2 field goals, so we could have had 9 points. Missed those. The wind was swirling into the stadium. It was a windy day.
It was a windy day. Oh, yeah.
That was kind of the problem with both the kickoffs. That wind moved the ball at the last moment. But, yeah, no. I mean, our defense has no bite without TJ Watt. Minka, he's playing injured. Cam's playing injured. Mm-hmm. We had several injuries on the defense. They did too.
Cam Hayward, for what it's worth, played his heart out in this game.
He did.
He did not give up in the slightest.
No, I mean he's our leader out there right now, and you can't be the whole defense. TJ Watt can, but you can't be the whole defense, and it just shows that our secondary. A lot of those interceptions, a lot of the stinginess is because of our pass rush. I mean, we did have some cornerbacks out, but still, it's just we're the highest paid defense in the National Football League, and we're going to give up 38 points. I mean, it'd be one thing if there was a bunch of interceptions. The interception that Pickett had. It was towards the end. It was not towards the end. Towards the end of the first half. Desperation throw. It was a bad throw. He probably wishes he had it back, but that was the end of the half. It's just bad. Bad all around. I'm not even going to go into stats on everyone. But I don't think I've ever been watching a Steelers game and have the broadcasters say we're switching to a more competitive game. I don't think I've ever had that happen. Especially
at the start of the fourth quarter. Like, it wasn't like halfway through. It wasn't like the last 2 minutes. Left. Yeah, the start of the fourth quarter, they switch to Chargers and the Browns, and the Browns just absolutely botched the ending of that one. And actually, the Chargers shot themselves in the foot too. It's just the Browns had more bullets to put in their feet. Oh man,
gosh, it was a bad week. It was embarrassing.
It truly was, and not even just for you guys. I mean, here we've got the Green Bay Packers going on the road, or actually it was a home game for them in London and losing to the New York Giants. And we'll go ahead and get into our locks, upset, and high rollers of the week, because I bring that up because my lock last week was an extreme disappointment. The New York Giants overcome. God, what was it? Was it a 17-point lead or was it 20?
It was 17, I think.
I thought so too. It was either 20-0 or 20-3. But the Giants, of all teams, comes back. And Aaron Rodgers had a chance at the end to win the game, and the ball batted on 4th and 2. Holy smokes! Are we ready to put the Giants up on a pedestal yet? I don't know.
Yeah, I just really don't know on that. I mean, they could be real. I mean, the NFC East, believe it or not, could be the division this year. I can't believe I said that.
3 years ago, you would have been putting a you would have put in a rubber room at the Puzzle Factory. Good God! And then mentioned it in our little intro here too. The Atlanta Falcons, almost the ultimate redemption. You're down 21-0. You score 2 touchdowns. The momentum is on your side, and you sack Tom Brady on 3rd down. You're gonna force a punt. Hold it. You touched Tom Brady too hard. Oh my God. I swear there was a sack on Derek Carr but not even the Chris Jones one. But Derek Carr got thrown to the ground. It was Darius Harris that looked rougher, more extreme. than how Tom Brady got taken down by Grady Jarrett. Just
Yep.
it mind-blowingly horrifying how that was roughing the passer. There was pass interference calls too, but still roughing the passer.
Yep.
Oh my God! I am by no means a Falcons fan, believe you me, but when you see stuff like that happen, especially going back to what you said, Kenny Pickett could have been decapitated.
Yep.
Good Lord! I mean, oh.
It's
And the Jared Goff one, Jared Goff getting hugged in the middle of the air after he throws the ball. He doesn't even fall. He doesn't land on his backside. He doesn't land on his face. He lands on his feet. And that's roughing the passer?
Yep.
You cannot be serious.
It's bad. And, I can't remember what I think it was a defensive end. I can't remember who it was. He said, how about some protection for the defense? And it showed a clip of him being held.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this doesn't get called, but a little fluffing up of the QB gets called as roughing the passer. I just don't know. I mean, I get protecting the quarterback. Mm-hmm. I mean, in that situation, how would you feel about Mahomes getting hit like Derek Carr or something like that? You probably wouldn't like it.
No, right.
But it's just, these are the guys that have the money in the NFL. I mean, the quarterbacks get the contracts. Everyone flocks to the Bradys, the Mahomes. Now we're getting Justin Herbert into there. We're getting
Jalen Hurts,
Allen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Justin Herbert. Yeah, you said Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts and everything. Exactly. It's just.
You look at the fans, who do they have the jersey of? Mm-hmm. They have the jersey of the quarterback. I mean, I have a no-name quarterback on right now, and I still have the jersey there, thanks to my good friend Temple here. But yeah, no, it's just, we like to see sacks. We like to see that happen, and if it's too egregious, I get it, but you got to pick the flag up.
The reality is it's an offensive based league. That's just the straight reality of it. The other thing is too, I really think the refs can truly tell if something is egregious enough. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be. I'm trying to be careful with my words here, but it doesn't have to be just because who's on the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you can tell, if for pass interference, for example, you can tell if a defender is grabbing the jersey or holding an arm down. That's egregious enough. You know, that's kind of more cut and dry. A holding. If you see a jersey going like this or like that, that's egregious enough. Yeah. I think you can tell just how someone tackles someone if they are actually trying to injure. Because that's what roughing means. Yeah. That's why we have unnecessary roughness. You know? If you know someone's going out of bounds and you give them a shove well past the end of the white chalk, they're trying to do something that is unethical to the game, to put it that way.
Like the Saints.
Yeah, there you go. If someone is suplexing someone on the back of their heads, I'll work with you on that one. I mean, I know exactly how that feels. Yeah. So I can see that, especially the helmets. Those are protection for impact, not being slammed onto the ground. Mm-hmm. So
So maybe your point is, if you're going to get the penalty anyways, do the suplex.
More or less, I suppose. No, I really think that there should be more discretion.
If there's going to be that level of protection for the quarterback, they should blow the whistle faster.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Comes down to
the
defense shouldn't have to risk injuring himself because you got these quarterbacks that can get away. I mean, look
Mhm.
at your quarterback. I mean,
Mhm.
running down the tightrope of that there, you could hit him and you could make the argument he was going to run out of bounds.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're going to do that, you got to give the benefit of the doubt to the defense. You got to blow that whistle.
Mhm. I would agree with that, and that's kind of what they do now. Like if the quarterback is surrounded, they'll run in towards and they'll just wave the play dead right there, and it's pretty rare that anyone would escape that scenario anyway. If they're surrounded and there's bodies all around them too, then yeah, just blow it dead. The in the grasp rule, the grasp of the defender rule. I mean that's fine, but the body weight one that's I can see why it is a rule, but man, I feel like it should be more of a rule if the guy has both arms around the quarterback and then drives his body weight. That's what I think should be the difference
there's a
there.
pickup and then slam down.
Yeah, I think that should be more of that discretion. And in the Tom Brady case, yes, if the guy on his way down jolts his body and slams him, sideways, I could see that, and that was actually the justification the referee gave for that one. I just don't see it. I looked at several different angles. I just don't see it.
How many times do you see a quarterback trying to spin out of it and the defender has to twist him around and throw him down? I mean,
Yeah.
No, that's BS.
Yeah.
In
Well,
better news, not so much for me.
better news for me. We have for you this week's locks, upsets, and high rollers. Easy for me to say, right? And as you can see by the scoreboard here, bam, I gained another point. I have increased my advantage. Although the Packers did not do any favors for me, the New York Jets took down the Miami Dolphins. That's funny enough. You tried to call me out on a backup quarterback. The Dolphins were still favored to win, so that still counts. How was I supposed to know that Bridgewater would be absolutely destroyed in the first 2 minutes? And shout out K-State alumni Skylar Thompson coming in, and he was serviceable, but the Jets are on a hot streak right now, and it'll be interesting to see how long that lasts. We'll start with our locks, and this week my lock, I've got the Cincinnati Bengals over the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints are, still kind of sputtering out of the gate. I think Cincinnati, although the loss to the Ravens, you get when you're up against Justin Tucker, that's you're kind of for a game-winning field goal. I mean, it's kind of time to just pack it in right there. But I think Cincinnati, they're starting to figure it out, and I think they'll take care of business against the Saints.
I could see that happening, but I'm still hopeful the Saints will win. My lock of the week, keeping with the bold strategy that's failing me so miserably, is Jacksonville Jaguars over the Colts, which might not be so bold. The boldness of this is it's at Indy, not at Jacksonville.
Man,
so that is my lock of the week.
If you could only imagine how, because let's be honest, Indy always finds ways to shoot themselves in the foot. Game against the Chiefs notwithstanding, Indy is just finding new and more impressive ways to lose games. And Jacksonville, that was a rough performance. I mean, when you have did it cross 400? Yeah, it was over 400 yards of total offense, and you don't score a single touchdown. That's frightening. That is just madness right there. But I don't foresee them doing that twice. I like that pick, Jacksonville over Indy. I think Jacksonville will probably find their groove this week and make a statement win over Indy. That's a solid pick. My upset is going to be interesting because it's a brand new face on the sideline for this team. I got the Carolina Panthers taking care of business of the LA Rams. It seems like the Rams are paying the price now for going all in last year for the Super Bowl, but hey, they got the ring, so that's what's most important. Carolina fired Matt Rule. for some reason did not fire Ben McAdoo, and Steve Wilkes is the new head coach for the time being. Well, time will tell if he'll be back next year on the sideline, but he'll probably be the coach for the remainder of the season, if anything. Yeah, I got the Panthers over the Rams. It won't be by much, but I think it'll be just enough.
Yeah, and so my upset. No, where are we on? I'm off here.
What's your upset?
My upset of the week is so this one here I had to do some soul searching on. Oh. And I was thinking, what would Josh do? Banged up team, a somewhat banged up team. I'm going with Denver over the Chargers.
Oh, there we go.
Justin Herbert isn't 100%
nope.
Still. Neither, if you read the reports on Russell Wilson, which I lean to, you paid me $200 million. I'm going to act like my shoulder's hurting me and I'm going to get a few shots. That's what I'm leaning to. But I think this is a get-right game for Denver. I think they show some offense in it, and they're going to have to versus the Chargers.
Let's just hope that doctor for the Chargers a couple of years ago still isn't with them now too, especially with the whole rib situation for Justin Herbert. So no, any given Sunday, and this would be absolutely hilarious to see Denver, especially after the abysmal performance against the Colts last Thursday night, take care of business against the Chargers, especially if the Chiefs can pull off a victory against the Bills and give us a little bit more of a cushion in the AFC West. That would be much appreciated by the Broncos. On to our high rollers, and I've been wrong the last couple weeks with this team, but I'm not giving up on them. I'm going Dallas with Philadelphia. Yep, that's right. I'm sticking with the Eagles, man. Fly, Eagles, fly. Fly and tear up that scoreboard.
Yeah, that really good defense of Dallas, they're going to score a lot of points. It's a pick. It's a choice. It could happen. It could happen. Mine, on the other hand, I'm giving way too much credit to your team that I hate, is the Bills and the Chiefs. If anything from last year, we came to expect points, and I think points is what we're going to see. I don't think either of these defenses are strong enough to hold it to a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be whoever has the ball last is winning the game.
Definitely some key pieces missing on both defenses. Obviously, the biggest one for the Chiefs, Willie Gay. This will be his last week on his suspension. And for the Bills, you can make the case there's more than one big name player on their defense that's nursing their injuries right now. But nonetheless, I mean, it's what we look forward to every single year in the AFC. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. It's always phenomenal gunfight, and I don't expect this to be any different. And I mentioned this earlier. If this game is even half as good as the playoff game last year, then we're in for a treat. Win or lose, we're in for a treat. And I'm honestly shocked this game wasn't flexed to Sunday night. But
I can't believe it's not flexed to Monday night. I'd rather the Chargers. Dallas, I mean Chargers and
Denver. Yep.
I mean, heck, I know it wouldn't be good for you, but throw them on the Thursday night game. The Commanders for Chicago. I mean, who's gonna watch that game besides Chargers? I mean, I'm messing up all over the place. Besides Chargers and Commanders fans there, so I don't know.
You know, as a football fan, I like to consume as much football as possible, but last Thursday night, I turned off the Broncos-Colts game at halftime. I think I won't even make it to halftime on this game unless something absolutely spectacular happens, and I don't think I have that much faith in Justin Fields or Carson Wentz to really light up the scoreboard, but
maybe
I guess we'll
it's
see.
Just points are scored despite these offenses.
Imagine if this game's the high roller this week.
With the NFL, nothing would surprise me.
this Thursday night game has to make up for the points that the last Thursday night game did not score.
Oh my gosh.
Or who knows? We might see another 12-9 overtime, for God's sakes. So.
Oh my gosh.
We can only pray to the football gods. That's not the case. So, but yep, as I mentioned, the Chiefs are taking on the Buffalo Bills at 3:25, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well,
there's a game.
There is a game.
Some people will show up.
Yeah.
Footballs will be thrown. And yeah, Tom Brady versus Pittsburgh at Pitt.
Yep.
I mean, it energizes Kenny Pickett to be out there. He played in front of this crowd.
You know, it might be a blessing in disguise that TJ Watt is not playing this, because I guarantee he would get to Brady more than once and at least one time. You know exactly what I'm thinking. And then we'd be talking about it again next week. Exactly. But who knows? Maybe Cam Hayward will still make his presence felt. You can only hope right now. I feel like
there's going to be a pressure on the quarterback in this game.
With their offensive line, it could very well be a chance. But we shall definitely see, and we'd be happy to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Who's your lock? Who's your upset? Who's your high roller? And honestly, who's going to get called for roughing the passer this week? Taking all bets below. That should be a parlay or a prop bet in DraftKings.
Aaron Darnold.
Aaron Donald, there you go. I'm honestly shocked he hasn't yet, though. I guess only time will tell. But
helmets in hand.
Oh man! Oh good lord! Jeez. Bring back that meme. How's the? It's not roughing the passer; it's murder the passer. But on that note, that is our show this week. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Click like if you liked the video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all of your friends. Make sure you don't rough your passers at work next week. And we shall see you all next week for our Week 6 recap. This is Temple and Trajan signing off.